What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with another edition, the final regular season edition of Liddy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. My friends, we've reached the end of our boarding walk. My guy Aton's going to have you on Saturday, Sunday, just like he always does. But this is the final edition of Lindy's MLB for the 2023 MLB season. It's been a great ride. We've had some swings. It got off to a rough start. We caught our momentum. We have gone up big time here over the last 3.5 months, 4 months. It was right before the All-Star game that things really started to hit their stride. Beginning of May, middle May, into the All-Star game there as well. Beginning of July. End of July, absolute smash. Looking at my graph, it had this and then this and then this. And it's been really fun to be able to enjoy all of that here with you. And obviously, home run plays have saved the day. I know that hasn't been the same for everybody else. I'm actually down a little bit here on totals for the season. And then money lines, run lines, both positive, just barely. We want to be fully upfront here with everything that we're doing here on MLB Lindy's, NBA Lindy's, which was an absolute smash. Very excited for that to get back. And NFL Lindy's, which has been profitable for the season, even though week 3, not my best week that I've ever had here. But I want to just take a second to say thank you so much for everybody following along. I feel very lucky, very fortunate to be able to do what I do. I get to break down sports every single day for you, give you my best bets from every single game, try to give you a confidence scale. That's the idea between leans, likes, and locks. And you have really just taken off with this idea. Hopefully you've been able to make some money alongside of me. I love what I get to do with you. Hopefully you love it too. So if you could, just smash that like button. Let me know your favorite play from the entire MLB season. I'm sure it's going to be some home run parlay that you put together. Let me know your biggest wins. I want to celebrate you. And I just want to say thank you so much. Excited to possibly do a giveaway tomorrow, just to say thank you to all of the fellow listeners. So if you don't follow me over at X, do that. Over at Eric Lindquist. That is my name. You can wear it out if you really want to. It's great stuff. But yeah, I guess that's really all I have here. We have the last day of the regular season that I'm going to be covering here. I'm going to be in the premium Discord, of course, on Sunday. Monday, no baseball. And then I'll be back for MLB playoff Lindy. So, hey, you know, it doesn't need to be like the vitamin C as we go. Remember. It doesn't have to be that. I'll be back. And I'll be doing NFL tomorrow, too. So just wanted to say thanks. BetMGM, check them out. $10. Get yourself $200 in bonus bets. $450 bonus bets only if you're 21 and over. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. But I just want to start breaking stuff down. Producer Jacob, one final time here for the regular season. One more big slate to get to for baseball. Let's get to the picks. An interesting spot that we have here first, mainly because there's going to be no guarantees on who these pitchers are going to be. Maybe producer Jacob can update these later. Maybe he won't. The fact remains that this is the first game that we have here. Doesn't start till 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So we have plenty of time to be able to put all of our preconceived notions into play, or whatever the hell I'm trying to say. I don't know. All I know is that this is a game that Miami still would like to win. They still have that higher probability there of getting to the postseason. As it stands right now, 70.3% chance going into tonight. Hopefully that lock can come through, and then you could see these numbers skyrocket, but it will still remain that they need to win one more game. 3 games. Every team is playing here on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're all going to be active. Going to be a wild, wild West, especially in the AL West. You can laugh at one of my jokes. It's okay. Okay. You don't have to laugh at anything that I said. I'm still going to be dumb in the playoffs. It's okay. But I'm going to make you money, so not that dumb. Do you really want just brick and mortar, me just give you the picks? Okay, fine. Here you go. We got probably Quinn Priester on the mound for Pittsburgh. We probably have Ryan Withers going for the Miami Marlins, who, yeah, got shipped off to Miami from San Diego somehow, some way, shape, or form. Again, waivers are a weird thing. We now have like Luke Weaver pitching for the Yankees. It's a strange time to be like living and stuff. But anyway, Miami, lots of options that they could be rotating through. I think just because they have to win the baseball game, you're probably going to get it priced pretty close to what it should be, but I'm still going to be leaning that direction as we come in. So Miami money line lean, a team with high probability of making the postseason. hopefully this lock comes through on Thursday night here as well. A really good start by Jesus Luzardo here in the first 3 innings. So keep it going, young man. Miami money line, though, that's where I'm going to be leaning. If you want to know if I fire anything up here, hit me up on X at Eric Lindquist, or the best spot, sign up for the premium Discord. We will be hanging out all day tomorrow, and I don't have to say words with periods at the end like this. Game number 2, we head to Detroit. They're hosting Cleveland, and there is not any way, shape, or form, no planet am I going to be backing Cal Quantrill in a final start of a game that doesn't matter. Him and his 5.13 ERA, 1.45 whip, absolutely no strikeout stuff. Overall, one of my least favorite pitchers, because once in a while he'll just find a feel for the breaking stuff and strike out 9 or 10. But it's truly a once in a blue moon thing, as his 13.1% K rate is about as low as you'll ever run into. Now, it makes me a little bit less confident knowing it's Joey Wentz on the other side with his 11.1% barrel percentage, high fly ball rate, 479 expected slugging. Never good, never fun. But Cleveland, do they roll out the A-team stuck in their daydreams? Been this way since 18. Shout out Ed Sheeran. We've been using that one a lot this season. Oh, don't worry. We have other bits coming down the pipeline. I'm going to make them all count today, friends. But I weirdly kind of like this number that we're getting here on the Detroit side. Don't you? Plus 106 on FanDuel. Now, do not bet it at minus 105. Do not. It's not in play for me at minus 105. I don't want to see minus 105 screenshots, but this opened at FanDuel at plus 106. It is a 10 cents difference between that and every other book right now. I don't understand why. So this is truly dependent. Look at the odds. Look at the odds. Plus 105, plus 106. Just fine for that. Minus 105, no play. See how that works? We are pricing sensitive, especially at end of the season MLB. Only one lock here on the card for you. It's in a game that matters because, again, we can try to jump the gun and try to react to news, teams that clinch, bad lineups, things like that. But that's going to be in the moment here. Night before, don't want to give you any bad information. That's kind of the goal here, is to give you good information. Hopefully more good than bad over the course of the season, yeah? Yeah, Detroit, we're going to back them. Spencer Torkelson, just congrats on a better season, my dude. Wish they weren't in the AL Central. Actually, the AL Central is bad in general. What am I going to do? Ask for being the AL East? Absolutely not. Go Twins. We'll talk about them too. Why the hell are they playing in Coors Field? Whatever. We got plus money attached to it. Just fine with it. Detroit money line. Like it. First play of the day. Got to play in this one too. The Boston Red Sox, which I totally expected that I was going to end up firing that one. It's 1-0 top of the 7th. Chris Sale did pitch great. And a lot of this just came down to being sensitive to end of the season. Risk. I get that Campton, which they just signed another 30-year lease. That ballpark's going nowhere ever. Cool. Good to know, Baltimore. Woo. But we're looking at a Baltimore team that is rolling out an A-team every single time because they're trying to solidify the AL East. They are 2.5 games up. They are up 1-0 here. That would be 3 games. They would be dormy, if that makes any sense. Well, they don't even say dormy anymore because that's out of the golf dictionary. So I guess that's the wrong way of saying it. It is truly 3 games. They'd be 3 up with 3 to play. There would be a tiebreaker because it's in the AL East. And so that Monday could get exciting. And it's a big deal. 1 and 2 seeds get a bye. We'll talk about some of that as we get into the playoffs here too. And I do have one speculation play for you. It's a doozy. Thought about locking it. I'm going to show a little trepidation there, but one future for you. This is not a future, though. I'm looking at an under here with Boston and Baltimore. We have Nick Pivetta, John Means. Nick Pivetta, 30.7% K rate, 223 expected batting average. Still gives up that hard contact. Still has an 11.6% barrel rate that scares the living shit out of me because he's a righty going up in Baltimore where it plays overly sensitive for lefty power. It's good for lefty power, bad for righty power. We talked about that yesterday. That was the whole point before righties got rolled out for the Boston side against Baltimore. Why did they did that again? Whatever. Baltimore, they're going to go out and try to win a baseball game here. And, that means that it's a very short leash for anybody who goes out there. But I don't think you really need one for John Means, who's been decent-ish. 32.7% K rate, 474 expected slugging, only the 9.1% K rate. But again, he just got back into the system, is just starting to spread his wings. Learning to fly, learning to fly. Tom Petty. Miss that guy. I know you do too. Under 8, friends, we will not miss the opportunity to bet the last game here for Baltimore, for me, covering the regular season under in this Boston-Baltimore game. Make sure you're getting 8. Do not touch 7.5 if it moves. Now, this game, very curious how this is going to transpire here. Tampa Bay, Toronto. Both of these teams probably in the business of winning. Again, Boston playing right now against Baltimore. That is going to dictate a lot of what happens. That's why you're seeing a lot of ridiculousness on the side of the screen, a lot of NAs. This line is not going to drop until we understand exactly what Baltimore is going to be running into. Do they need to win one of their last 3? Do they need to win 0 of that? Well, they're going to need to win 1. They need to win 1. They're like 98% to win the AL East because of the way things are working out. What, it'd be possibly 3 games with 3 to play. Tampa Bay would have to run the table. Baltimore would have to lose the table. I don't know how you lose the table, but they would. And Toronto, on the other side of this one, as it stands right now, heading over to MLB.com, looking at the playoff graph, they are pretty much guaranteed to be into that playoff mix. So that's great to know. 90% here chance of clinching a wild card spot, making the playoffs. Well, only a wild card spot because Baltimore is pretty much going to win this AL East. But as you make the matchups work out here, we have the Blue Jays at 87-71. Astros at 87-72, so they've got to make up that game. And then you go to the other pieces into the AL West. 85-73 are the Mariners, Rangers. They're pretty much going to win the AL West at this point in time if they win 1 game over the weekend. So, yeah, you're looking at a Toronto team that's still out there trying to win baseball games, which I think adds a whole nother layer to this. And this Tampa Bay, pack it in. They need healthy dudes. And, Brandon Lau, he's going to be done for 4 to 6 weeks. Unless they make the World Series, you're not going to see him again this season. I'm telling you, Tampa Bay, still going to be leaning their direction as a result, because I do think you end up getting some type of value here in the plus money range. Toronto, maybe they play tight. I don't know how to basically put that as a data point. It's not a data point. It's speculation. I just really need to see these lineups, need to see what Tampa Bay's intention is heading here. And Aaron Savale, they're going to try to get him a little bit of work here, as he hasn't pitched for 9 days now. He hasn't pitched since the 20th. Only 3 innings of work, 74 pitches in that one. They are just trying to get healthy, That's the priority for them, as the AL East probably, bygones be bygones, give it the nah wave. So here you are, Tampa Bay money line. It's going to be a weird spot. It could really go either way. Just my lean for now. I begin the Philadelphia at New York Mets game with what the fuck, Angel Hernandez. Bro, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Twitter. It's all over the place. But it was the most blatant check swing by Bryce Harper that I have ever seen in my entire life. And Bryce Harper, a little bit of a hothead from time to time. And Kyle Schwarber, not exactly the best rapport with Angel Hernandez as well. But basically, you get the little point over to third base. And Angel Hernandez rings up Bryce Harper on the most blatant check swing. Like, did not go on any planet. He did not go. And how it's your job to dictate that. And yeah, maybe it's a game that doesn't really matter the same way it would have if Philly was trying to go out and win games, but Bryce Harper was still in the lineup. He's still trying to get acclimated here after kind of a down season by his standards. But like, what the hell are we doing here? The union, the umpire union, is how you keep protecting this guy. I don't understand. I need robots. I need something. Probably pills a different variety to take care of me and, not have me really beat me. But Tyler McGill, as we're looking at him for the Mets here, going up against Taijuan Walker here of Philly. I don't really know about Tyler McGill. Looking at Philadelphia, I think this is kind of going to be the side with some value. The Mets still keep rolling out their A-team. I don't understand it. The absolute A-team today against the Miami Marlins. They're up 1-0 here, top of the 5th. That's exciting, top of the 5th. Let's get some runs here. That would be good. Did they take that run off the board? Oh my God, they took the run off the board. What happened? Did they review it? Dude, Sean Birdie's out here trying to kill me. And Amon-Ra St. Brown just scored a touchdown. That makes me happy. Ooh, got the warm and fuzzies. Can we get Sam Laporta involved? I know it was a tough matchup. But that was a conversation for Lindy's Locks Update. You can follow me over at Twitter for that. By the way, I'm back. Philadelphia money line, just going to be a like play for me. Yeah, as the current numbers stand right now, -118. The Mets have to rest Lindor and Alonso at some point here. They rolled out Stewart. They rolled out Nimmo. They rolled out everybody today. I'm very confused. Play your young dudes. Give a day of rest to Lindor after playing in both of the doubleheader. Alonso both of the doubleheader. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. For the love of God, rest them on Friday. Give us a little leg up here. Minus 118 Philadelphia. They want to stay sharp here coming into the postseason. Well, this is despicable. Despicable Me, not just a movie. But we're looking right now at the Washington-Atlanta game, and similar to a couple of times where people just want to lambast me for being an idiot or things of that nature, this is another stupid one, but I'm getting plus 130 on plus 1.5 for Washington, and Atlanta clinched the one. They clinched the 1 seed. Now, there were some reports on Twitter that Atlanta is going to host simulated games that fans can attend during the first round of the playoffs. And this is truly kind of uncharted territories here from last season. But since they changed the playoff format to make it 6-6, you have 1 and 2 seeds that take basically a week off. They have a week off to chill, to twiddle their thumbs, get healthy, do those things. But a lot of teams, because in baseball, you just want to keep playing. When you're playing well, you want to keep playing. And last year, Atlanta feels like they went really, really flat at the wrong time. Makes sense to me that they would want simulated games, but they were very, very up for saying they're going to play their main dudes. We'll see. We'll see. Now, Washington, when they play their main dudes, they're not good anyway. They're going to be worse than whoever you have rolling out from the Atlanta side. But I at least have to say, Atlanta's been rolling out some strange pitchers here of late, and, well, this one is no different because you're going to get some strange person up on the mound here. I think what happens is Alan Winans ends up being the guy, but that is TBD. Yeah, you know me. We're down with TBD. Yeah, you know me. But they probably roll out the A-team lineup here going up against Trevor Williams, and Trevor Williams is terrible, no good, very bad, 5.55 ERA, 1.57 whip. Overall, not somebody that I want to be backing too often. But this number is insane to me. We're talking minus 325 opening number on DraftKings Sportsbook for the Atlanta Braves side. You're going to give me plus 130 here for Washington. I have to take a stab at it. I just do. I'm going to think about it, though, overnight. Maybe Atlanta takes money. Maybe this line moves a little bit. But no, that I damn near want to just like this, but I'm going to lean with this. Because do I want to lose money on Washington the last day of the regular season for me? Do I? I think I do. Check it out, my friends. BetMGM. You simply sign up at the link below. Bet $10, get $200 instantly. That is $4 $50 bonus bets. Now, only $10, turn it into $200. That seems fun, doesn't it? Yeah, it's as simple as that. Plus, you get exposure to another sports book that maybe you've been thinking about joining, or maybe you were waiting for a deal like this. Doesn't matter your reasoning. You're going to get $4 $50 bonus bets completely without any risk whatsoever. You're going to get an opportunity to fire $4 $50 bonus bets after you bet just $10. That's 5 bets, 5 opportunities. If you just take even money bets, minus 110 bets, you're basically getting a phenomenal chance to 5x, 10x, even 15 or 20x your money on standard bets. That's redonkulous. I don't know why my voice went into that higher register. I apologize. It's only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. But I repeat, head to that link below. Sign up at BetMGM if you have not already. Last day that we're going to be doing BetMGM here, more than likely. Again, thank you to them. Hopefully you've been able to enjoy and take advantage of that. We are on to greener pastures, an emphasis on the green. Bet365, good to see you for NFL Week 4. Going to be good. Check out NFL Lindy's. That's all from me. Let's get back to the picks. As of tomorrow, that being Friday, because I'm recording Thursday night, the White Sox season will cease to exist. But I mean cease like Dylan cease, of course. I hadn't used that one all year. It wasn't very good. In San Diego, they're going to be throwing out a bunch of dudes. Nick Martinez sounds like he's going to be starting this. They're going to hand it over to Pedro Avila. So they've both been pretty good, and that's why you're seeing a bullpen game where San Diego, they're the favored son here. I don't know if I agree with it, but I'm going to be figuring out what exactly the White Sox roll out for a lineup because it can't be good anyway. And that's where Dylan Cease, I think, just seeing the velocity uptick the last few, getting some nice work, and then 11 strikeouts last time out. 108 pitches against Boston in a 1-0 gem. No walks. Did give up 6 hits, but like going out with a bang. Said a bang, bang, a bangity bang. Said a bang, bang, bangity bang. Dylan Cease, 7.5, 6.5, somewhere in that range is where the books are going to drop this one. I'm going to say Dylan Cease up to 7 Ks. Might look to attach that to something else. I don't know what that might be here at the moment. All I know is I like what I'm seeing from Dylan Cease here of late. Just getting swings and misses. Off-seed stuff looks pretty good too. Better late than never. Better late than never, White Sox fans. Oh, God. The Cubbies. What are we doing here, bros? Atlanta 5-1. Again, we backed them for the half unit. They were up 6-0. They choke it 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago, if you're listening to Friday, Wednesday. Actually, Tuesday. So, you know what I'm saying. Atlanta, my dear God, you are trying to make this an absolute heart attack on your fan base after holding on to Cody Bellinger, playing it out, after holding on to some guys, getting them back into the mix. You've gone down to a 30.6% chance of making the playoffs because you can't help yourselves but choke. And now you're going to be scoreboard watching on this Miami side. And by the way, Miami, they did take that run off the board. Top of the 6th, 0-0, but somebody on first. Who's on first? Second. Who's on first? Second. That bit. I've always hated that. Acting people who like that shit. So whatever. It is what it is. I'm definitely going to be leaning the Chicago Cubs money line here, though, mainly because they are going to be very short with whomever starts here. I think it's going to end up being Marcus Stroman, if I had to guess. He's been kind of this bullpen opener type, but I guess no, he pitched 2 days ago. That makes no sense. It has to be Kyle Hendricks, even though you don't want it to be Kyle Hendricks. He's got a 3.73 ERA, 1.18 whip. That's not really the problem. But there's a reason they didn't play him against the Braves, and they held him for Milwaukee. This is a much more serviceable matchup, I suppose. He did pitch on the 21st. God, he hasn't pitched for almost 8 days. What are we doing here? That's wild. It's pretty wild. Kyle Hendricks, I'm going to say I had a feeling my sheet was wrong with that. Glad I corrected myself. As for Colin Rea, yeah, he's not good. This is obviously a Cubs money line lean. Brewers don't need to really do anything. They're pretty much stuck where they're at. Going to be the 3 seed no matter what. Congrats on winning your division. I do not want to face that pitching staff come playoff time. Again, my team's in the AL, but I would like them to face each other. That would mean they were in the World Series. You know, we'll talk about that a little bit later, shall we? Until then, Cubs money line going to be the lean here. Sorry, Cubs fans. This could be really, really sad. Now, similar to Dylan Cease, we're going to be looking at backing a pitcher here that, well, I haven't been backing a lot this year. Yankees and Royals here, and it's definitely not a pitcher on the Royals side, although nice to see Cole Ragans go completely nuts again, from Ragans to riches. Crickets. Okay, cool. Jordan Lyles, he's terrible. 34.8% hard hit percentage, 477 expected slugging, 16% K rate. Probably going to be tough to get to anything that has to do with this money line if I had to guess. Again, the Yankees probably still going to be rolling out their A team here in Kansas City. They're worried about football. But speaking of that, Carlos Rodon going up against this downtrodden Kansas City team that has tons of dudes who strike out. Now, Bobby Witt doesn't. Edward Olivares doesn't. Matt Duffy doesn't. Kyle Isbell doesn't. Those are all guys sub 20%. And even Michael Garcia, who's back, 21.3% K rate. Michael Massey, 21.8%. But they've got guys like Logan Porter, Hey Porter, Dayron Blanco. They've got Sweet Melendez. Gonna miss that one. Nelson Velasquez. And then Nick Pratto. No idea how this lineup comes out, but there is some massive extremities there. I don't think it really matters if Carlos Rodon is getting back to having his breaking pitches breaking off the map, because I think we're going to see him strike out dudes in his final start of the season here. There's an opportunity there with the 9 and 10 strikeouts you saw against Boston and Pittsburgh, respectively. Then he goes back into Yankee Stadium, gets lit up by Arizona. Not really lit up. He went for a quality start, 3 earned. Did only have 4 Ks, though, is what I'm getting at. Think there's a strikeout opportunity for Rodon, who, yeah, this was a bad first year, but it was a terrible year for the Yankees anyway. Write it off, move on, buy a team tomorrow. Winter meetings, go hijinks some shit like you always do. Yay. Anyway, Carlos Rodon up to 7 Ks. Kind of looking at doing the same thing with Cease, where if I'm going to back a pitcher, I'm going to back a pitcher who I think is still going to get their normal pitch allotment, like both of them, and that are kind of on the up and up here based on what we've seen lately. So maybe hit me up on X. I'll let you know if I end up doing it. We've reached the future. Ooh, the future. The Minnesota Twins taking on the Colorado Rockies. And I have no idea what I'm going to do with this game. Joe Ryan on the mound going up against Ty. It's Ty Block. Ty Block of cheese. You ate the whole wheel of cheese? Not even bad. It's impressive. But this game specifically, it's not them, not the Twins that I really want to be backing. I'm sure when this number comes out, it's going to be ridiculous. But I want to back the future for the Twins. And this is me. I have to take off my homer cap and I have to put on my analytics cap and at least give you some reasoning why I think plus 750. Some books have this at plus 800. Best available to me is plus 750. Why I think the Minnesota Twins are a great bet to win the AL. Yes, not looking at winning the World Series here at 20-1, although last season, that's what we did with that Phillies ticket is we had them to win the World Series. We were able to hedge out, but I just think the Twins are going to be dogs in every series that they come up here with for the next however long. If the playoffs started today, you would have them facing the Astros, which I think is a better matchup than facing anything that's going on in this gauntlet of the AL East. Because as it stands right now, you would have the Rays and Toronto playing, and then the winner of that taking on Baltimore, the 1 seed. Because we are the 3 seed, you're going to play whoever the 2 seed is. That's the Texas Rangers. That's a really good draw. In fact, I think the Houston side is far more difficult than the Texas side in terms of what you're facing here for 2 reasons. 1, Minnesota gets to host the first 2 playoff games, which never happens for Minnesota fans. You're playing 5 games, you're going 2, 2, 1. That's how it's going to break down. Secondly, we have a pitching staff here, a starting pitching staff. Pablo Lopez I don't know why he did what he did against Oakland, but kind of got the quick hook there, get him out of there. Let's chill. Let's pump the brakes. You got to be effective against Houston, though. But Pablo Lopez, Bailey Ober, Sonny Gray, and Joe Ryan, those are a lot of guys that you can intermix, mix and match, do whatever you need to do. Yes, the bullpen not exactly ideal, but there are 3 big pieces. Does Byron Buxton end up on this AL team? He's been playing in games over in AAA across the pond over at St. Paul. Somebody else who's been working themselves into shape and sounds like they could be available for the Colorado series but might stay behind is Royce Lewis. And somebody who is guaranteed to be playing next week in the playoffs who's not being attached to any of these numbers in my estimation is Carlos Correa. Now, he has had a bad season by his standards, but still, it's Carlos Correa playing the shortstop position with 18 homers, 711 OPS, facing his old Houston team. If the playoffs started today, that would be an amazing draw in my estimation. Now, Houston, they get Justin Verlander back. Not ideal. Christian Javier's had a down year, but they also have JP France who can be serviceable. I just don't find their starting rotation to be crazy difficult to get through. Framber Valdez, he's had a down year by his standards as well. Ground ball rate's starting to come up, and we can play lefties. We can play righties. There's a lot of platoon opportunities, whereas Houston's pretty locked to playing their righties every single day. Only 2 lefties really showing up in that lineup ever. They're really good in Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker. But the fact remains, I would love this draw. I think you want to jump in early. I don't know if this is exactly how it gets ironed out here, but I'd be excited to play them as opposed to Toronto or Tampa Bay based on those bullpens, based on the starting staff of Toronto, based on the lineup strength that they have for both sides, well, specifically on the Tampa Bay side where they can play platoon. So, Minnesota, long explanation to get to a plus 750 to win the AL ticket. Fire it up, my friends. Again, analytics hat off, homer hat back on. Go Twins! 5 games to go. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell as we go to St. Louis and Cincinnati. I don't want to talk about it. I really don't. I don't. Brian Williamson, Jake Woodford. Rather have a Woodford reserve. Cincinnati money line. Let's lean with Williamson. Just having tea with the queen. The Oakland Athletics, the Los Angeles Angels, are playing baseball. Don't want to talk about this one either, other than, for one last time, for the old Gipper, how much wood could a Waldichuk chuck if a Waldichuk could chuck wood? Answer, a lot, because all he would do is run into the wood with his 5.49 ERA, 1.55 whip, get murdered. Did have 7 strikeouts against Detroit in that win last time out. 6 innings pitched, best outing period. Whatever. We'd still look at the Chase Silseth side if we had to do anything. How much? Chase Silseth. I have nothing for you from this one. Angels, money line lean, moving on. And we reach a game with actual implications, the last lock of the regular season for the 2023 MLB season. I said season twice. Anyway, Arizona taking on Houston, and we're going to be watching this one because of all the playoff implications. Just laid out all the cases for, against, all the things that we're looking at here. From the Astros side, 83.7% chance to make the playoffs, only a 5.8% chance to win the division. The Rangers really took off based off of a strong matchup against the Angels. That was useful, as the Mariners and the Astros just beat the shit out of each other. Good job, guys. Good job. But still got to hold and cling to that final AL West wildcard spot there, because if it ends up being the Mariners, I'd feel even better for my Twins. Just saying. Just saying. So would you. But anyway, we want to look at no runs in this one is what I'm looking at. JP France, he's been okay. Nothing special. Nothing special. But JP France is at least decent in my estimation, and enough so, facing an Arizona team that is going to be hungry as well. Hungry like a wolf. That really had no reason to exist other than I wanted to. But the Diamondbacks, 94.6% chance to make the playoffs themselves. We shall see where this one lands as we head into the postseason. But Zach Gallen on the mound, he is fantabulous. 3.49 ERA, 1.12 whip. We've been backing him all season long, coming off of no earned against the Yankees. And everybody's like, Eric, you gave up 4 to the San Francisco Giants. Eric, you gave up 6 to the Mets. Eric, you gave up 5 to Baltimore. I don't care. Nothing looked wrong in his pitch mix, and sometimes a pitcher gets beat. There's a cushion here, though. 9 is the opening number. 9? Yeah, we're going to take an under. We're going to lock an under. We're going to fire it to the moon. Nothing else to add. Your very last lock of the MLB season. Under 9 in the Arizona-Houston matchup. Can't believe these two teams are playing for the last series of the year. The Texas Rangers taking on the Seattle Mariners. And you've probably asked yourself, Eric, where's the home run play? Eric, you haven't brought it up here yet. Well, Brian Wu, Brian Wu. Shout out the D2 Mighty Ducks bit, one of my favorites of the year. But Nathan Eovaldi, we're not going to go pick on him at T-Mobile Park, even in a neutral home run type situation. In Seattle, they need to win baseball games, but so do the Rangers. They want to win the division and close it out here on Friday. Corey Seager, this might be our last chance to back him before maybe he gets a little rest on Saturday, Sunday. You might want to put him on ice, because when he's healthy, he's been the man gone round. 330 average this season, 33 bombs, over a 1 OPS. My dear God, Corey Seager against any righty, nearly a 250 XI. You're just backing him. You're backing him against a righty, especially Wu, who gave up 4 homers 2 starts ago. In 1 start, that's not good. So Corey Seager, going yard. Not Ryan Yarbrough, or we'll talk about him later. Well, not today, but like during the playoffs. And the last game of the night here, the Dodgers, no way they can get the 1 seed. They still want to play their guys. Dave Roberts trying to keep everybody fresh, so I expect the A team until otherwise notified. Lance Lynn on the mound going up against probably some shell of a bullpen situation. Keaton Wynn going to get the start. Did go 76 pitches last time out against Colorado, but that was almost 2 weeks ago. Doubt he's going to be very long for this one, so just pay attention. But you're starting to have the Dodgers look very Dodgerish here in Coors Field, and now getting an opportunity to go to San Francisco. Not great for run production, but I'm still looking at the Dodgers minus 1.5 if I had to do anything here. Want to see that lineup. Want to see a lot that has to do with this one, like what San Francisco's plan is for Wynn or any other bullpen arms. Just going to lean on it. Minus 1.5, a bet that's treated us pretty well. Pretty tough one to actually win against the market, but we've been positive with them all year long. The Dodgers minus 1.5. Last play, but just a little. And that does it for the last regular season edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Go to that comment section. Let me know your favorite bets on Friday's board. Let me know some of your favorite postseason bets, if any stood out to you as well here. I'm going to be on my Twins, which, again, I don't bet my Twins in this way. This is nerve-wracking, but it's the right play. It's the right play. But yeah, sign up down below, my friends, for BetMGM. Only if you're 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All of the good things. All the good things. I know, not the song, but it is what it is. Producer Jacob, thank you so much for hanging out here throughout the entire MLB season. Give him some love down in the comment section below. We'll see you next week for the MLB playoffs, friends. Until then, thank you. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Friday.